Hi. Okay, so I'm now 3 and 4 weeks out tomorrow, so I figured right now it should be a good time to get on here and do a little update as to where I'm at. Also, I thought that it'd be good to talk about some struggles I actually had this week, but in general, everything's going super good. Um, Cardio just got increased and food got decreased, and my eyes look really funny from the light, so that's weird. But actually, things I feel fantastic. I could not feel better. There's been changes. With my new coach, I feel phenomenal. I seriously could never have thought that I could feel this good during prep. So girls, if you feel awful, there's probably something wrong and your body's probably trying to tell you. I started seeing all these crazy side effects of just not being in a good place. And as soon as I made the change, my mind cleared. And in general, I feel like I am doing everything more of a healthy way. And what I was doing wasn't going to be sustainable at all. I am extremely determined and I was just done. I had pushed super hard for my first prep. And then going into this one, halfway through, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I never liked this. I had no energy. I wanted to quit. That's just not me. So that's my body kind of telling me, okay, you need to do something else. This isn't working. And that's what I ended up doing. I got a pair and got a new coach, and everything's going amazing. So shout out to Steven Bodegran because he's amazing. I feel so much better. I feel yeah, it's hard. It's still prep. It's never going to be easy, but I love pushing, and I did this whole thing to be healthier and to challenge myself. So if that's not what I was, it's not where I was at, I needed to make the changes to get to where that was, the ultimate goal is that. So if I'm not achieving any of that, I'm not happy, totally not worth it. So I'm really happy with all the changes, but I kind of got a little pushback this week from my husband, and everyone's on here always I've seen other videos, and they're like, man, my family or everyone's so supportive. Well, I have the most supportive husband. I used to race motocross, super competitive, and he was at every single race. Worked on my bike till 3 in the morning to make sure I could race for the weekend. I'd get off the track and he would immediately go to work. It was just, he's amazing. Never, even horses, he's never been around horses his whole life, and I barrel race. So he had to learn all of that. There's been times I've came home and trailer's loaded, everything's ready to go. He is supportive. So don't get me wrong on that. He's amazing. But this week, he lashed out and was like, well, it's all you talk about, it's all you do, prep is our life. And before we did not have any healthy lifestyle. We were pretty crazy partiers, and I needed an exit from that, and that's what I use my show as. But he is much more social than me. And so having him lash out and come back at me, and it made me feel like he was completely being unsupportive. And this isn't our first argument about it. So I've kind of just came to the fact that, maybe this isn't for him, and that's okay. I know he's supportive, and I know he will find his ways of supporting me. And on show day, girls, he will tell me okay, this is wrong. You need to do this. You could be better at this. I like that. It's constructive criticism, and I love it. But, so he is supportive. But in the moment, he was just mad. I understand that I put our life through this, and it's been all year. So, yeah, I understand it, but people aren't always going to support you, especially when it's the person closest to you and it's your husband or your family. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy, but just keep pushing. Don't give up on your goals, because there was a time that I was man, maybe I just should just not do this anymore after this, because it's just, he's not happy, and that's important. He's my husband. But I have big goals, and it makes me happy. So finally, once everything calmed down and we talked about it, there was ways that we found out that why he was feeling the way he was feeling. So make sure you just talk to them. Maybe it's a misunderstanding, maybe it's miscommunication. there's usually an underlying factor if that person's usually the most supportive person. I mean, yeah, there are some people in my life that are just never gonna understand, and that's okay. Like, they don't have to live it. Like, it's my choice. So, like, when I go out, like, it's my choice to be on prep, and I understand that. But it does make a difference in your life. Like, it's limited how much we've gone out and everything else. So that's, like, one thing that's happened this week, and I just, like, want people to know, like, it's okay if people don't support you all the time. Like, you're okay. Like, you can be strong for yourself. Like, you set these goals, so don't just give up on them. And that kind of goes with anything. Like, not everyone's going to love everything about you. Everyone's going to kind of, like, find something or some way to, like, just have something bad to say. Like, everyone's not always going to be positive, and that's okay. Like, you have to be strong in that situation, and you'll figure it out. Like, that's exactly what I've done so far, and I'm not going to give up on what I want. So, we've came to understanding, and I understand what was wrong, and I understand how he feels, and he understands how I feel, and, like, that's the most important. We have, like, amazing communication, but, like, relationships aren't perfect, and a lot of people try to say they are. And if you do have, like, some people in your life that are just, like, all for you 24/7, like, that's awesome, and I'm really happy for you. But, like, not everyone has that. And sometimes when you get pushback, you just need to deal with it and move on. So that was, like, one thing that happened this week. Other than that, like, I have felt so good in the gym. Cardio's really high, but I feel like it's, like, a sustainable way of doing cardio, where before the cardio I was doing, like, it was just destroying my body. Like, I was pushing so hard, like, incredible. We're still, like, I've dropped weight this week. Everything's going good. I'm enjoying my food. So we did drop my food, so that'll be interesting, but it'll be fine. We only have a few weeks left. I know I can make it through anything at this point. And I'm really excited to see what comes next week. And for show day, I'm super excited because it'll just be another chance to get on stage, more experience, and I'm ready for that. And Fatty is snoring, so if you can hear her on here, I'm so sorry. But she's a bulldog, so she, like, here. She is loud, and I always snores at the most inconvenient times. But anyway, just, like, I guess my biggest point this week is if you have people who aren't supporting you, just be strong. Like, that's all you can do. Communicate. That's it. We figured it out, so that's the good thing. And this week's gone, like I said, super good. Anyway, I'll check in probably next week. We'll be a lot closer to show. So there's some big things happening this week for me. I'm practicing posing more, and I think that I'll probably see our body start to change the most in the next few weeks. So we'll see how everything goes.